Growing up, I never really had to worry about money or have any responsibility. I didn't have to worry about anything. Even my goals and my dreams, I never looked at it in dollar value. I wanted to make music. I wanted to play shows in front of people. I wanted to communicate, I guess. That's what I wanted to do. Sure, I worked for my dad's company as a kid growing up. I went to school. I did all that stuff, but I was a pretty, nice, quiet kind of guy who kept to myself. Sure, when I got a little older, I got excited with the partying. For the most part, I was a happy-go-lucky party guy. There was never an ounce of negativity that came from me. Things changed when my dad passed away when I was 25. For the first time, I had to deal with responsibility. I had to deal with bills. I had to understand the fact that if the company didn't do well, then life as we knew it would cease to exist. And at first, I didn't even want to take over the company. My brother was absolutely killing it. He was 22 and he took the reins immediately and made things happen. I wanted to stick to what I was doing. But with, a little family pressure and the fear of losing everything that we had and everything that my dad had built, I jumped on board. And I did full force. I put down that guitar and I went for it at 100 miles an hour, maybe 1,000 miles an hour. As I got more focused and as I got clearer, nothing was ever good enough. We were never moving fast enough. I was a total asshole to deal with. I was never satisfied. I was never happy. I was very negative. Around the time I quit drinking, I was getting really aggressive. I knew there was something wrong, but I figured I was done with drinking. I didn't like to do that, so I'll focus even more on the business and try to grow it and try to evolve it at record speeds and move, 10 years of evolution in a year or two. And what ended up happening is that I almost pushed the company over the edge. We reached a point where I had to slow down because there was only so much we could sustain. And that's the moment when I kind of realized and asked myself, whoa, if I keep going and we go over the edge and we lose everything, then what? And when I thought about that, it was so liberating. For the first time, I realized that I was pushing so hard and I didn't exactly even know why. Sure, I needed purpose. My dad was a legend in his own right. Everyone loved him. Was I trying to create my own legend and not just ride his wave? I was hell-bent on creating something. But what was the goal? What was the game plan? Do this 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? If I kept doing it, I'd just be a more aggravated, more psychotic version of my current psychotic self. So when I asked myself this question, what if we lose everything? I almost felt better. It's like, wow, if I didn't have a house or a car or cars or this or that or all that crap, I wouldn't have to worry about anything. So it didn't happen, but realizing that allowed me to think a little differently and give me some perspective. What am I doing? What am I trying to achieve? What do I love to do? I always loved making my art in my peace and quiet, not being a military sergeant, never being satisfied, screaming and just genuinely being not fun to be around. The super happy-go-lucky version of me was like completely dead. But when I made that realization, I said, okay, I know I can only push so hard, so let me do other things. So I got involved in some other projects and the same type of thing happened. Things need to grow. You plant a seed, you don't watch it grow. You paint a wall, you don't watch the paint dry. Things need time to mature. And I realized, what do I want to do here? Do I want to be the biggest entrepreneur that ever lived? Or why was I so happy as a kid? Why was I so happy in my early 20s? Because I was making music. And I was writing and the songs were going somewhere and they were connecting with people. It was really early on, really premature. I wasn't disciplined. But I had learned tremendous discipline, so what if I applied it to what I'm doing now? What if I had a venue to speak my mind, just like I'm doing right here, and write honest music and write honest blogs, apply all that insane pressure that was too much for everyone else to handle, just on myself. I think it was selfish now in hindsight, trying to expect that of other people. I did everything with the right intentions. I wanted to make the company better for everyone in and out. But in doing so aggressively, I did the opposite. And I pushed far enough to realize that, hey, if this is all gone, what does it mean? Is this what I even want? And then it just showed me what you want is what you used to want. And so here I am. I'm not making a living with this, but that's my goal. Because I don't have to live a lavish lifestyle of Ferraris and mansions. I don't need that. I'm very happy just connecting with someone. If someone can send me a message and say that my blog resonated with them, that's better than 50 Ferraris. And so I'm actively working very hard, very diligently on something that brings me a lot of joy. And I'm zenning out, and I'm feeling better, and I'm allowing the things around me to grow organically. What I was doing in the company, it was fun at the beginning when things were changing, but as I got hyper-focused and started to push more, it was too much. But learning all that was the greatest experience. I don't regret a single second of it because it brought me to this point. If I would have been pushing half-assed, maybe this would have gone till forever before I realized it. But pushing so hard made me hit a wall. And when I hit that wall, it allowed me to see where that wall was going, and it was nowhere. So I backtracked and I looked where I wanted to go, and here I am today. And so every experience, every decision, everything I did, there's not an ounce of regret. It was all a great learning experience. I'm on a new adventure now. I'm going to figure out how to sustain myself and how to build kind of a company based around my ideas and my experiences. And that's going to be a fantastic adventure. I'm an artist at heart, and that's just what I want to do. I want to create art. Thanks.